Hey everybody, welcome to today's edition of Experience Mental Health
What's
Podcast.
happening?
I am your host, Eric the Counselor.
And I am Diz Perry. I was going to say you gave a pause. I was like, you gonna say your name? What you gonna say?
No, I'm like one of the hosts.
One of the hosts. And I'm the other co-host, Desmond Perry. And it's another great day, another great episode. It's raining outside, so it's a little gloomy. But you know, I like raining mornings.
You do?
Yeah, especially on the weekends. I get to sleep in a little bit. Just relax. It helps me relax.
I want to ask my mom, was it raining the day I was born?
Why would you ask her that?
I have this love for rainy days. Some people don't like rainy,
just
gloomy
those
days.
rainy days.
I like rainy, gloomy
Been
days.
a long time trying to wash you. You know that song?
Yes, Mary J. Blige.
Come on now, Ja Rule. Smile for me. Smile you.
I'm more surprised.
Was you a Ja Rule fan?
I actually was.
Okay. All right. We don't have to go into detail about it. I just wanted to know. I had to figure that out.
Yeah. So listen, man, we just want to say thank you to all of our listeners and the people who have been listening to the show.
For sure.
We are up to 70 subscribers.
Hey.
So that just lets us know that 70 people are getting this show each and every week.
Every week.
And we know it's helping you in your life. We hope that it's helping you change your lifestyle to improve your mental health. So we want to get that. Let's see about getting that to 100.
100. Let's get
100 people. Can we get 30
I think we can do
people?
it. I think we do. Oh, and by the way, today's the first day we're doing video. We got cameras in here today.
Yep.
So
Can y'all see
I'm
me?
gonna go ahead and say we don't currently have the YouTube page set up, but it will be set up, and this video will go on there. So now you get to watch us, see us, and listen to us, however you choose. To experience mental health. And so
the thing about it is the people have been able to see this show evolve.
Yeah.
Because we started off talking about, hey, we need an Instagram page.
Man, what?
Now we got an Instagram page. And now we're doing the video. You're talking about it. And so people will be able to see it one day.
Yep.
Eventually.
Yep. You see my face. You see me. Okay, now put the close-up camera on me. The tiny. Okay. All right. Anyways,
so
what are we talking about today?
We're going to be talking about, man, everybody knows what's going on in society currently as it relates to police killing black men.
Right.
And we recently did a show on policing. And, I said what I had to say about it.
Yeah.
And it hasn't changed. But what I want to talk about today is forgiveness.
Yeah.
And the reason that I actually chose this particular topic is because if you look on social media, you see a lot of people talking about forgiveness and why are black people so forgiving and why should we forgive Amber Guyger for killing Botham Jean? Why is this sense of forgiveness like, a black thing? And so I want to talk about that. And then I actually want to talk about how forgiveness is actually useful in counseling. Yeah. Because many times people come in with issues and I can quickly determine that maybe you might need to forgive yourself. And so that's
so not just necessarily forgiving somebody else, but forgive your own individual
self. You have to forgive yourself, for things. But so let's just unpack this whole situation with the I don't really like talking about it because it's a topic
it is
that,
the whole situation
anxiety.
About it is. It's kind of crazy how it all unfolded when the story came out and you got the details on, first of all, the fact that...
So we got to tell the story.
Exactly. Okay. All right.
Some people may not be aware that last year, a woman named Amber Guyger, which is a former police officer.
Right.
She walked into the home of a young man named Botham, what's his last name? John. Botham John. This took place in Dallas, Texas.
Yep.
So she claims that after a long day of work, she was... kind of incoherent, and she walked into an apartment that she thought was hers. She said she didn't see anything until she noticed a figure walking towards her. Then she claims that she told the figure to stop, and then she shot this individual more than one time.
Crazy.
After she shot him, she calls 911. Well, apparently before she called 911, she called her partner,
police partner.
Yeah, police partner, which she actually happened to be sleeping with. Who was a married man. And so all this comes out in the case, and that's kind of irrelevant to what happened, but that's just part of the story.
Yeah.
She called him apparently before she called 911.
Yeah.
She calls 911 and she's saying, well, I thought it was my apartment. She based her whole case on her thinking.
Yeah, and I think that's the craziest part to the whole story, the fact that, she was going into somebody else's apartment and kills a man, know, and it's a lot of, speculation around, how she was really feeling in the moment or what was really going on. But to me, I just see that if I was to walk in somebody else's apartment or home, I would immediately know this is not my space. You know, just based off the smell,
right,
off the look, something.
The energy,
you just don't feel
yeah.
right when you walk. Okay, this isn't my house. You know, I can tell that immediately when I walk through a door. And so for her to not be able to do that, that's why I'm like, I don't know, you know. So.
Yeah, and so she killed a man that was eating ice cream. You know, it's sad, the man eating ice cream in his house and then he ends up dead. And so the what we're talking about here is this level of forgiveness that she has received. Botham's brother, you know, he takes a stand and they have the witness, the testimony about how this is affecting you. This is a real thing they do in court. And he tells his story and he says, you know, I really don't want you to go to jail. He tells the lady that I love you, and he's offering her forgiveness, right? Yeah. So, you know, this is where the controversy
Okay, I was going to say, well, look, first off, Eric, what would you do in that situation? Will you be so forgiving if that was your relative or your brother or anybody that you knew or loved?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I definitely don't think so because I'm a human and I have experienced loss and other people who were responsible for it, more like a company more so than just an individual.
Yeah.
So I don't think I would be so ready to forgive someone who just got convicted of killing one of my siblings. They put up a whole defense of why they shouldn't be charged. I know that, you know, the answer is no.
To you.
I don't think so. But I also don't think that man shouldn't be allowed to do that.
What you mean? He shouldn't be allowed to
I don't think that he should not be not allowed to be forgiving. I think people are being hard on this man.
Oh, just because he forgave.
Because he's being forgiving. I don't think that that's appropriate or it's not right.
Right.
But I don't think I would be the one to be forgiving.
For me,
somebody killed me, Des, don't forgive him on the first day. Give it like at least
give it some time. I can't just
20 years at least minimum. Okay. Don't just be so forgiving. I'm gonna keep that in mind because
actually, you know, when I'm thinking about my response, if that was a situation I was in, I mean, I think that I can forgive.
Yeah.
It'll definitely be difficult to forgive because to me and just with my own personal life, I feel like forgiving is very important for me to move on and have a better sense of mind around the what just happened.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, okay, so and I only thinking about that because I had a teacher in high school and this like when I heard, you know, about her brother forgiving her for killing her brother.
Yeah.
It made me think about this story that a teacher told me in high school. So this is one of, she was telling the story about when her husband got killed.
Yeah.
And so her husband was a manager of a fast food chain and he was killed by some young teenage gang members that were being initiated into a gang. And so they had to kill somebody. And so he was closing up a store and he was locking the door and they rolled up on him, shot him dead. Kids, teenagers, right? And so she's a high school teacher. And she said that when they caught them and convicted them and they was at the courtroom, she did the same thing. Forgave them instantly on the spot.
Yeah.
Hugged them, did the same thing. And she just said that it was just something that she felt that it was necessary.
Yeah.
You know, and I know the situation is kind of different because they're kids and, you know, with young people, because her point was she felt that they didn't know exactly what they was doing. They didn't have no real guidance. They, you know, were doing something that they had no business doing. They didn't know the right away.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just feel like to be able to forgive somebody and have your own peace of mind and to be able to move on from that situation instead of holding on to the anger that this person did this, you know.
I understand that because it takes a lot of energy to be mad at somebody and just keep that going for so long. It does take a lot of energy. But I'm just being honest. I don't think that I'd be able to be that forgiving. But I also understand the importance of forgiveness. I do. Even in my own personal life, I think it's important to forgive people. Yeah. Because, like I just mentioned, it's just too much to carry that all the time when you could just begin the process of forgiveness. Because I think forgiveness is a process. It's more than just saying, oh, I forgive you. Let me give you a hug. I think forgiveness is an ongoing process that you might have to repeat.
Because I'm pretty sure his brother still has some anger towards her. You know, even though he forgave.
I don't know. Maybe.
Well, I don't know. Like I said, he may be internally feeling something a little bit more deeper, even though he publicly said out loud that he forgives her and hugged her and all that stuff. So I mean, I'm just you never know. You never know. So
you know what? One of the things that really almost kind of disgusted me.
What?
It was they interviewed 2 of the jurors after the trial.
Yeah.
And they talked about the sentence that they gave Amber. She got 10 years.
You're right.
And so one of the jurors said, he's a white guy. He says, I don't want to speak for Botham, and I can't speak for him because he's dead. But then who was that? That's my phone talking.
See, why? Did you
Siri done got into the conversation.
Siri trying to hop in.
I didn't call you, Siri. I didn't say nothing to you.
You just want to stunt because you got the new iPhone 11. You just want to pop up here real quick. You know, you trying to stunt real quick. I've still got the 6. It's okay.
No, man. But see, where are we going here? What was I talking about here?
You was talking about the jurors.
Yeah, the juror. He was like, I don't want to speak for him because he's not here. And then he turns around and says, I think Botham would have been forgiving. I'm like, I don't know if somebody would be forgiving to someone who just killed them. Like, I don't understand how you could even say that. But it was just a little bit, it just put me in the mindset of it seemed like, I don't know what was going on with this trial. And I watched it. And I remember when I was watching it, it made me think about the Trayvon Martin trial because I watched that too. And I could tell that wasn't going good.
Right.
I knew it wasn't going to go well. This trial, I figured like they're going to convict this lady.
Right.
But I felt that she was going to get a light sentence. And she did.
And she did, yeah.
And the people are so forgiving, and I just don't understand what's going on. And now we find out that one of the star witnesses has been murdered. Yeah. So the star witness that helped convict Amber Guyger, one of the Botham's neighbors who lived across the hall, he was found dead yesterday or this morning. He was shot.
What?
Yeah. All in the same process where they are trying to appeal the case. So he's a star witness. He's now been found dead. And all this forgiveness, it's like at some point you get caught up in the whirlwind of like, all right, now we want to be compassionate and show, you know.
And I wonder, man, to be honest, when you hear stuff like that, because of course I'm immediately thinking of like a movie or something. Yeah, that's stuff you see in a movie. Yeah, you know, and it's like,
and it's real life. He's dead.
That's kind of crazy, and it's like I don't know if I'm just digging too much into the fact of what I see on TV and trying to correlate what's happening in the real world, but I don't know. I just no, because that does have something that does.
Are they going to be forgiven to whoever shot this man?
Right. Can we look into that?
Going to come down and give a hug to the person who shot and killed this man. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so I'm talking about the judge, because the judge, after she convicted Amber Guyger, she came down off the bench, gave this woman a hug, and gave her a personal gift. And I'm not sure that's a normal practice for a judge who just convicted somebody of murder.
I've never heard or seen such.
And so the question is that forgiveness appropriate?
Yeah.
And so, we're just talking about forgiveness. And I know a lot of people have their own opinions about this.
I want to put you on the spot. I just want to kind of know, has there ever been a time where you forgave somebody for something that was on a major level? I'm not gonna say I
haven't had anybody do anything too bad to where it was just unforgivable.
Yeah,
I haven't. I just haven't. So I don't know. The answer is no.
I'm trying to think. I was just over here thinking about if I ever had anybody.
I know somebody that probably needs to forgive me. It's just people just holding on to anger towards me.
It's you.
And I don't even know what it is. Like, you mad at me, and there's people who are upset with me, and they know who they are.
Yeah.
For stuff that they did to me.
I want to talk about it.
And I can't. There's no room for forgiveness. I don't know.
Give me the scenario. No, you ain't gotta name no names. Give me the scenario. I don't even remember.
Des, I talked to my wife. This person don't even talk to my wife. She has a negative feeling towards my kids. It's been so long. I don't even know.
You don't even know what the issue, where the root came from.
I don't remember. It's been over 10 years, and this is a grown woman.
Ooh.
It is a woman, I can tell you that.
Okay.
And it's not like a woman I dated or nothing.
Yeah, I was going to say, because we talked about that before, too.
So, listen, let's talk about, the importance of forgiveness.
Yeah.
Because you hit on it. It is important to forgive people, because you need to let that go. And because when you don't forgive a person, it's pretty much you're giving them power over you. Over your emotions.
Right.
So this person who is hating me, she doesn't realize that she's giving me the power, because I'm just sitting there like, well, I'm just going to keep being me.
Right.
I'm in control of this person's emotions.
Exactly.
But they would swear up and down, no, he ain't controlling me at all. But if you're holding on to this, there's some level of power that you are giving to me. That
I agree 1,000%.
And so you have to forgive yourself. And so a lot of people come in, and sometimes the root of their problem is unforgiveness for themselves. You know, forgiveness also needs to extend to yourself.
Yeah.
I know you've heard this, especially lately. Why are black people so forgiving until they need to forgive us? We forgive everybody else except ourselves. It's like they're talking about it's a slave mentality. You know, you've been hearing that?
I've heard it before. But it's like, you know, I just feel like, because for one, I don't feel like that relates to me.
What?
You know, I don't know. I just don't think that, you know, I feel like if I'm forgiving somebody.
You don't think slavery relates to you? Is that what you're saying?
No, I didn't say that, Eric. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that I've heard that, but I'm saying, right. I don't need those issues. But what I'm saying is that, you know, when I'm thinking about forgiving people, like, I have specific reasons on why I'm choosing to forgive. I don't look at it as, you know, it's a black thing or it's me being black is why I'm forgiving somebody. I just, you know, it depends on the situation, what's happening, and, you know, I internalize it, and it's a reason behind why I'm forgiving, and I'm moving on past it. So,
but there is something.
So I mean, so tell me about it. Educate me. Let me know.
You know, there's something to it. You know, the slave master syndrome. Yeah, where it's like the Stockholm syndrome, where someone is abusing you, but you end up having an affection for them. Yeah, you know. That's what happened. Like, oh, I'm sorry. It's like your slave master's beating you because you didn't pick enough cotton, right? And you're like, I'm sorry, master, I didn't pick enough cotton. You know, you take much good care of me. You make sure I eat. You give me, you know, whatever. And it's like you're a slave, but you are showing this affinity towards this person. That's the Stockholm syndrome. Yeah. And so that is ingrained in people of color. Things travel to us through DNA. We're not that far removed from our ancestors who were actually enslaved. We're not that far removed from them. And so their DNA is still present in us, even if it is far removed. And so I think that's what people are saying is that we have just been conditioned to be forgiving to our oppressors. And so that's what it is. And so when you see a black woman judge who just convicted a white woman of murder, give her a hug and a gift, it's like, is that a part of that? Is that the remnants of that? You know, that mentality?
I know. And then, okay, because this is the exact thought that just popped in my head as you were saying that. You know, this is something that we publicly seen on TV, that she went down and hugged this woman. Yeah. But think about all the other white men or women that or black people that she has convicted over the years of her being a judge.
And probably not gave him a hug.
And probably not, you know. So, I mean, does that still play a part?
Well, so here's another part of that. It's like, okay, so that's a good question. So white women have a special privilege. Like, white women are like not to even be looked at as can do any wrong. A white girl, blue-eyed, blonde hair, like she's like lifted up. Even a white man will lift her up to some degree until she wants to speak up for herself. But no, I don't know about.
I was like, black man, little white woman.
I'm not gonna get into it.
I'm just playing.
Right now. But that's what's going on, man. The white woman is supposed to be the purest, the best, like just the epitome of being an American is to be a white woman and just a protected class until she wants to speak up for herself. And so that's what I think is happening. That's what people are talking about. That's what people are frustrated and like conflicted about, because some people see the same thing and they say, oh, I see a woman expressing compassion or being a Christian, you know, and they, you know, that's what people see. And so I guess it's to the person's interpretation who sees it. Yeah. You know, I guess you have to leave it to them. But I was highly disappointed because of what I feel about the justice system. Anyway, it's like I don't see that a judge will ever go and hug a person who looks like me and give me a personal gift after I just killed somebody that was in their house.
Okay.
I'm going to prison.
And that extreme.
And you're going to come out to stand and give me a hug and give me a gift?
Yeah. That's something I don't think any judge.
It's not going to happen.
I don't think any judge has ever done something like that. So, yeah.
But so even still, we're just bringing that up to talk about forgiveness. And it doesn't seem like we are like in support of it, or at least me, but I am in support of people being forgiving. I just think the context for the judge was inappropriate. But Botham's brother, it's okay for him to be that way.
Or
he's grieving.
Do you think that she should have hugged her outside the courtroom or something like that? Or do you think that the fact that it was public?
Yeah, being public, it makes it an issue because it's about perception.
Yeah.
Perception is reality. If I'm already struggling with trusting the justice system and I see a judge and the bailiff and everybody else in the courtroom
hugging the convicted,
hugging someone who just killed another man innocently that was eating ice cream. I keep bringing up the eating ice cream part.
You must eat ice cream a lot.
I do.
Yeah, okay.
I sit at home and eat ice cream. And I'm just thinking someone comes in my house, in my crib, it shoots me while I'm eating in my underwear eating ice cream. And it's all this sympathy and empathy. Did you see the judge hug Botham's mom at all?
No.
Did you see anybody give any type of comfort to the
family? Yeah. Dang, no.
But anyhow.
Dang. So it's crazy. Like when you put it in that perspective, it's like, wow. Because I feel like they're the ones who need the most comfort in the moment.
Yeah.
And so I can only just imagine if I was part of his family sitting in that courtroom and seeing her come down and hugging
seems like
the woman that just killed my relative.
They may not have had a problem with it. The brother surely didn't.
The brother clearly didn't. I don't know. I think that would have been a tough one to see.
Yeah.
And it's like, what? And then it's like, I don't know. Maybe she did go and comfort the family members as well. I don't know. But like I said, that wasn't televised. That wasn't shown. But, you know, that would have been a tough one to see.
And so let's talk about what forgiveness even looks like. How do you even really truly forgive a person?
Okay.
It's more than just saying, I forgive you. I think that's the start of it. I think forgiveness is an ongoing thing.
Yeah.
Once you tell a person, I forgive you, you have to carry that on because this is how you can tell whether or not you still need to forgive. So the next time you see that person and you've forgiven them, right? But you still have that same negative feeling towards them, maybe the forgiveness needs to continue on. Maybe you need to, continue to think about what forgiveness means, what it looks like. Because if you still had that negative feeling towards a person that you needed to forgive, maybe it's not done. Maybe you truly hadn't forgiven that person.
Yeah.
So forgiveness starts with, first, you got to understand what is it that you need to forgive? Who do you need to forgive? What did they do? Identify what they did. Then you can start to forgive. Then you have to say, all right, I forgive you. You have to choose to forgive the person. Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and forgive you for what you did. I forgive you. And the reason it's important to forgive people is because it's for you. Forgiveness is not totally for that person.
Right.
It's for you so that you can release that energy.
Right.
The way I like to break it down is like two boxers. When they're preparing to fight each other, they got this animosity towards each other that they have to hold.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you don't have it, you get in that ring, the other person has got animosity against you and you're coming in trying to be friendly. It's not good. Yeah. So you have to hold that negative energy. Like, I'm going to beat you. Until the fight's over, you see them hugging. You see them like, all right, because they've released all that negative energy. All right, I had all this in me. And now that we done duped it out, it's all out. We fought it out for 12 rounds. Good to go. It's gone. We good to go.
That's crazy. That's a good analogy.
It's too heavy to hold. You gotta let go of that energy after a while. After a while, you gotta let it go. Right. Otherwise, you're just holding on to it.
Yeah.
So forgiveness is for the other person. You gotta forgive people for not the other person, for yourself.
Yeah.
And set them free. And so that's kind of what it looks like. You have to figure out why you're angry or what the problem is, come to terms with it, choose to forgive, say you forgive, figure out what it means, and just keep it going until those feelings are no longer there. Yeah. I just really wanted to talk about...
Yeah, that was good. That was good. Because like I say, you putting, forgiveness in a whole new perspective for myself, You
have to ask yourself, what does forgiveness look like? Really, really, how will I know that I've truly forgiven this person?
Yeah, because I think people just kind of like scratch the surface on just saying, oh, I'm sorry, I forgive you. And then they continue to hold the grudge, you know?
That's not forgiveness.
That's not at all. So, I feel like, you do have to do some deep digging and some some soul searching.
You do, man.
Yeah.
Hey, man, I think that's a good place to end today.
Yeah.
Quick show. We just want to talk about this whole issue of forgiveness and why our people are so forgiving. It's because it's in our DNA, and it's not necessarily a bad thing.
Right.
I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. It's probably one of the things that makes our people so resilient and just really resilient, able to just take life's bumps and just keep pushing, man, because we've had to do a lot of forgiving.
Yep, over the years.
And I'll be honest, I got some room to do. I got some room to grow as it relates to forgiveness.
Yeah.
But I'll just keep working on myself.
Yeah, we are working on ourselves. I think that's the part of this whole process of experience mental health. That's experiencing it. Continue to work on yourself. Continue to work on your own mentality. And
experience this thing. Yeah. Hey, y'all be sure to follow us Instagram. At EMH now. We had to change it up.
Had to switch it up.
We switched it up on.
Hey, but it's Instagram, Twitter.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Facebook's still the same.
Yeah.
Experience Mental Health, the podcast. Is it still the podcast or?
Which one?
On Facebook.
It is.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Well,
Experience Mental Health, the podcast on Facebook.
On Facebook.
But we really appreciate the feedback. It really lets us know that people are listening.
Yeah.
And that they're taking points away from what our discussions and that is making a difference in their lives.
And that's all we want to do. That's all we want to do.
Awesome. Hey, also be sure to subscribe. Text EMH to 31996. You'll be subscribed and you'll get every show.
I'm glad you still remember that number because I forget.
It's 1996. It's real easy.
Is it?
Yeah, 1996. 31996.
Dang, 3996. I don't. Well, 1996 has no significance to me though. So
anyhow, all right, folks. That's it. Make it a great day.
All right.